We return once again to the Tsarograd, following the Fighting First Company's assault against the Molten Beachheads last week. Now, the Ultramarines and Red Scorpion Strike Force must push hard against the Outer Curtain Wall. However, a ferocious Ork war force is heading their way. If Commander Panther's forces can break through here, they'll be able to race on towards the capital and Ghazghkull's final holdout. After a hard day's drive, the forces under control of Commander Panther arrived at the long-awaited Curtain Wall. This massive ancient imperial construct surrounds the capital's outer regions, and it will only be by taking this key strategic point that the Marines hope to fully envelop the city. The battle opened with the Red Scorpion's Land Raider rumbling forward across the desert plains towards the ring wall's gates.
The machine spirit shall be our salvation.
As the Ork mob inside the walls responded by rushing towards, preparing to mount a defense, Commander Panther then led his forces amongst the rocky ruins, hoping to flank the gate from the right flank. However, a squad of Ork boys on the right flank rush up and take position on the wall, keen to get shooted at the pesky beakies.
I'm gonna kill me a beaky!
The Red Scorpion's APC trundles forward up onto the long-abandoned rail tracks and unleashes a torrent of heavy bolter shots at the Ork Dreadnought just inside the gates. However, these shots fall harmlessly and do naught but kick up dirt around this creature. As thick black smoke rises up from its exhaust pipe, the Ork Dreadnought marches towards the open gate as the Ultramarines attack APC, speeds over to support its brothers as they push further towards their objective. The Ork mob just inside the walls takes cover along the rail tracks, whilst the rest of the Ork army decides to hold their ground, eager to see where the breach may occur, bringing turn 1 to a close. The Battle Brothers had made significant progress in their objectives towards capturing the Outer Curtain Wall, yet the Ork host inside remains largely intact. The Marines must act quickly before further Ork reinforcements are inevitably drawn to the dinner battle as turn 2 begins. As the access ramp crashes down onto the desert floor, the Red Scorpion destroyer unit disembarks from the Land Raider and charges straight up the ancient siege ladder to take position up on the main gatehouse. The Ork mob up there sights up their enemy and opens fire with a deluge of heavy bolter shots, yet they only manage to inflict a single wound. The Red Scorpion's Land Raider places itself in overwatch as the Ork Dreadnought swoops through the gate. With the Land Raider's crew being quick to react, the machine spirit springs to life and unleashes an absolutely devastating barrage of its quad laser cannons, bringing the Dreadnought down to half health.
Put those fires out, lads!
Followed up with a secondary attack from its forward-facing fusion rifles, it manages to punch a devastating hole in the Ork menace, dropping this venerable machine to the desert wasteland below. The Red Scorpions and their APC then disembark and move over to the Oasis cover just beside the rail tracks. The Ork Trike then revs its engines and speeds off towards the gatehouse, unleashing a deluge of heavy machine gun rounds into the troopers taking cover in the tree line, gunning down 2 of the forward Marines.
Found to protect us. Get down, we got Ork fire coming in!
Commander Panther's men then sight up the Orks on top of the wall and open fire with their bolt guns, annihilating 5 of the blighters as their heads peek over the battlements.
Zog in it, we're getting blown to bits! Keep your heads down, lads!
The Ork mob then rushes along the rail tracks, coming alongside the Ork war trike, preparing to lay down covering fire to any Marine troopers that may approach the gateway. Red Scorpion APC wastes no time and unleashes a burst from its heavy bolter, managing to gun down 2 of the forward Orks. The Ork veteran bikers rev their engines and speed off towards the gatehouse as the Ultramarines attack APC trundles ever closer towards the objective, unleashing a deadly attack with its twin-link laser cannon, managing to bring the war trike down to half strength, and then there were bursts of its machine gun, injuring the vehicle even further, forcing it to become shaken. The Orc battle tank sees that it's time to act now, trundles forward over the broken rail line, and sets up its gun sights, ready to blast any Imperial vehicles stupid enough to come through that gate. At the closing of turn 2, the Battle Brothers forces and the Orc Marauders are on a deadlock assault, ready to meet each other at the gatehouse for a climatic battle that will surely decide the fate of the capital. Yet, the longer this fight drags on, the higher the chance that more Orcs be drawn to the battle space. The Orc mob in the gateway then moves quickly to flank around the Red Scorpion Destroyer squad, which sits atop the gatehouse.
Orcs!
These venerable Terminators then turn on their heel and level their guns at the yet-to-activate Orc squad, and eviscerate 7 of their number in a titanic onslaught of storm rifle and minigun shot. Faced against the horrors of the Imperium, these Orcs become shaken.
Zogging lads, there ain't enough teeth to pay us for this work.
Keen to put some of the enemy armor out of commission, the Orc battle tank lights up the oncoming Ultramarines attack APC, managing to score a single wound with its torrent of heavy machine gun rounds as the main tank round wings far and explodes harmlessly in the tree line behind it. The Marine squad then breaks cover at the tree line and rushes forward, securing the right flank of the outer gatehouse. And suddenly the Orc veteran bikers rev their engines and speed past them. Forming up an attack formation, they unload a devastating barrage of heavy machine gun rounds straight into the Ultramarines attack APC, bringing this venerable vehicle down to a mere 2 wounds and forcing the squad to become shaken.
Oh blessed Founder, protect us from these Xenos menace!
The Red Scorpion's Land Raider wastes no time, reverses slightly before unleashing a devastating barrage of its quad laser cannons, absolutely eviscerating 2 of the bikers immediately, and then finishing off the last one with a direct hit from its forward-facing fusion rifles. Sensing that the time was right, the Red Scorpion's APC revs its engines and flies on down the railway track, crashing headlong into the Orc war trike, bringing the foul construct down to a single wound. As its treads flatten the vehicle, the crew attempt to fight back desperately, yet their attacks are no match for the thick Imperial armor, and the trike is flattened into the ground. The mob of Orc boys up on the left-hand flank of the Great Curtain Wall sight up Commander Panther's men, and the survivors open fire, emptying their bolt pistols into the squad, managing to kill 2 of his prized troopers. The commander then leaves his men on a valiant charge towards the walls in order to seek cover, protect them from any more gunfire coming their way. The Orc mob on top of the walls that had survived the onslaught from the Terminators rally themselves, and the Ultramarines attack APC does the same, bringing turn 3 to a bloody close. The Battle Brothers task force is truly up against the clock now, as we enter the final turn of the battle, which opens with the terrifying looted tank trundling its way up onto the train tracks and laying down suppressive bursts of its main battle cannon, absolutely eviscerating the squad of Red Scorpions sheltering by the main gate, knocking 9 of the venerable warriors to the ground. Yet the sergeant drags one of the Marines up and tells him to get back in the fight, but too stubborn to be shaken by mere Orc gunfire.
For the Founder!
Looted battle tanks turret creaks and whirls as its machine guns spring to life, puncturing 2 holes into the side of the Red Scorpion's APC. Following this, it's the Ultramarines' turn to go on the offensive, and their attack APC punches 3 holes into its frontal armor from its heavy laser guns. Following up the burst machine gun rounds deals additional hits to the Orc monstrosity.
Oi, stop blowing holes in my tank!
The Orc boy squad up on the walls charge into the rear of the Terminators. In the bitter confines of melee combat, they immediately kill 2 of the venerable warriors, shoving one from the gatehouse.
You ain't so tough now, are you, Beaky? I'll show you how an Orc puts you to cold hard steel.
And as the sergeant swings back, his blows are unable to make connection with the foul Xenos, and he is quickly cut down as he fails his morale test.
May the Founder protect me. It whatever Valhalla awaits me.
Bringing the gatehouse under Orc control. The Red Scorpion's APC then swings around on the spot and unleashes a burst of its heavy bolters at the Orc troopers on top of the wall, yet is only able to kill 1 of the blighters, and the Orc force is not shaken. These troopers then run forward and take pot shots at the APC, yet their bolt rounds are no match to take on the strong Ultramarine armor. But just outside the walls, Commander Panther's men lay down suppressive fire against the Orc troopers yet to activate, gunning them down in a hailstorm of bolter shots and curses to the Xenos.
Cleanse, purge, kill the brothers, kill them all!
The Land Raider unloads another shot with its heavy quad cannons, which manages to blow apart 2 of the orcs. However, a follow-up shot from its heavy fusion rifles does nothing but blast apart the rockcrete of the ancient stonework, thus bringing the battle to a devastating close. Despite the significant orc casualties that Commander Panther's force was able to inflict during her assault on the curtain wall, their troopers were not able to get off the enemy's board edge, which means that the orcs have won a decisive victory at holding the first pronged assault against the capital itself. However, Commander Panther has another trick up his sleeve, and he's ordered his troopers to attack the port city, which is now the graveyard of many of his battle brothers. Join us next week as Commander Panther launches an all-out assault, yet Ghazghkull has one more trick up his sleeve.
You ain't got the better of me yet, Beaky. I'm only just getting started.